Johnson deals, and it's a strike. So we get started at 108. Matsui is 0 for 6 in the series. Aurelia in at third, and Matsui bounces this one slowly to short, and Renteria has to hurry, but he throws out Matsui, and that's how this game gets started.
First strike, first out does a lot to settle the starting pitcher down. Randy Johnson 4-1 lifetime against these Houston Astros, 3.64 ERA over 47 innings that he's pitched against the Houston team. 60 strikeouts against 13 walks in those 47 innings.
Here's Miguel Tejada, who made the National League All-Star team, and he drives it to left. Wynn back, Wynn looking up, and it is gone. Miguel Tejada, as we had highlighted doing the lineups, has hit Johnson well, and it's 1-0 Houston, and the first run of the series for the Astros.
Well, it's the first time that any Astro has touched third base, let alone home. So a challenge fastball right across the middle at the belt, and Miguel Tejada launches it out of here for his 7th home run of the year.
And there it went. For a second I thought maybe Randy Wynn had a shot at it. Here's Berkman hitting .270. Berkman takes the fastball high. 17 home runs, 48 driven in. He's had 13 lifetime at bats against Randy Johnson, and he skies this one into right center field as it works his way out to Nate Scherholtz, 2 outs.
What you have to do, you have to learn. You give up a home run, you have to get right back in the strike zone.
Well, I mean, Randy Johnson will tell you he's going to give up home runs.
Well, most of the home runs he gives up are 1-run homers,
right.
and it's always on a challenge. He understands the importance of strike one.
Here's big Carlos Lee. Lee takes outside for a ball. 12 home runs, 47 driven in. He's got a home run in his career against Randy Johnson, as he hooks this one foul, and that'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Astros on the road are a game under 500. They're 19-20. And coming into this series, they were 15-5 against the National League West. Well, now they're 15-7. The 1-1 pitch to Lee is low and away.
Saw the movement that runs away from the right-handed hitter. That's a split finger fastball. Soft away, hard stuff in.
And he came in on that pitch. It's 2-2. Giants are 26-12 at home. They've got the home magic back. And Lee hooks another one foul. They are 6.5 back of the Los Angeles Dodgers. A nice catch.
Oh yeah, hugs around. Love those foul balls.
And he got him with the slider to end the inning. The home run by Tejada. Here come the Giants. lines. It'll be Rowan, Wynn, and then Nate Sherholtz. Benji Molina, the cleanup hitter. No Sandoval this afternoon. Travis Ishikawa followed by Edgar Renteria, and he's got good numbers against Oswald. Not many do. Aurelia, Uribe, and then the big unit.
Defensively, the Astros will set it up with Lee, Michaels, and Pence. That's your outfield. Tejada and Keppinger. They'll patrol the left side of the infield with Matsui and Berkman on the right side. Ivan Rodriguez, he'll put the fingers down. And the guy that will be on the hill today for the Astros, Roy Oswalt, the eight-year veteran. He's a 31-year-old right-hander out of Kosciusko, Mississippi. And he has great stuff.
Rowan on the first pitch drives it to right. Hunter Pence moving over. And Hunter Pence will put it away.
The numbers for Oswald in 17 starts, 4-4, 4.02 ERA, 105 innings. He has allowed 107 hits, struck out 83 against 30 walks. He's always had great command. And an explosive fastball that he has excellent command with on both sides of the plate. He can two-seam and four-seam it. But what has happened of late is he's really found his curveball. It's something that was sort of elusive the first 6 weeks of the year. A lot of people in Houston have theorized that maybe it was his pitching in the WBC, the World Baseball Classic, that sort of set his curveball back. But the curveball is back with him now. It's a good pitch, and when he has that pitch, he is definitely a strikeout man.
Randy Wynn takes a strike from Roy Oswalt with Lance Barksdale calling balls and strikes. It'll be Barksdale, Hernandez, Marsh, and Hudson, your umpires. Randy Wynn swings and misses, 0-2.
And that is that curveball. You know, the fastball for Oswalt is kind of like Lincecum. I mean, he can cruise around 93, 94, and then in a two-strike situation, he's got reach-back velocity that run up there 96 to 98. Very good arm. A lot of people have likened him to Lincecum or vice versa.
Berkman will flip it to Oswalt. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Nate Sherholtz. Well, we saw a couple of these hitters, Mike, Sherholtz and Ishikawa, on this past road trip, where if a right-hander had a good curveball, they had trouble with it.
It'll be a challenge. The reason for it, for Nate Sherholtz, who has a very flat swing, there is that hole down and in. If you've got a curveball that has a 12-6 type of break that Oswalt has, it's tough to stay inside that pitch. And Oswalt is a guy who has tremendous command with all of his pitches, and they'll probably work that inside corner on him.
Sherholtz hitting .319, and he immediately spins it up there, and Oswalt wanted it, and he's asking Barksdale where it was.
Well, you're going to see that a lot. Barksdale has one of the more inconsistent strike zones in the game. If I were to say, does it favor the hitter or the pitcher, I would say that it would favor the hitter.
1 ball and 1 strike. Benji Molina to follow. 1-0. Tejada, a solo home run in the top of this inning. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Sherholtz 3 for 4 on Friday. Came back yesterday and went 1 for 4. There's a photo op with the kids. 2 balls and 1 strike. 3-1. There's our little girl.
Yeah, she was a show stealer before the first pitch was even thrown.
Awesome. 3-1 to Nate Sherholtz. And the pitch to Sherholtz is high, and he'll take the walk.
Sherholtz disgusted. I think he's still thinking about that first pitch curveball. Time now for our Chevron unsurpassed performance. Yesterday, Tim Lincecum, 7 strong innings, 3 hits allowed, just a couple of walks, 9 strikeouts. In the 7 innings, well, they were shutout innings. And for Lincecum, earning his 9th win on the year. And the ERA just keeps getting whittling down even lower. And that is a qualifier for our Chevron unsurpassed performance.
Benji Molina on the ground to short. Tejada will go the long way, and that will end the inning. So far, the highlight has been this little beauty.
Amy Gutierrez, and it's time now for your Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area poll question today. You make the call. At this point, the official halfway point of the season, they're on their 81st game. Is Bruce Bochy the National League Manager of the Year? A, yes, B, no. Log on to csnbayarea.com to vote and find out the results in our Giants postgame live later today. Guys?
All right, here's Hunter Pence. Thanks, Amy. Pence, always very aggressive, takes a whack at that first pitch and bounces it foul. Pence, in addition to the National League All-Star team, voted in by the players.
That's how you want to get voted in.
1 ball and 1 strike. He's hitting .303, 10 home runs, 33 driven in.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I mean, any way you can get in, it's an honor. But if your fellow players are voting you in, that's fantastic.
Breaks his bat as the barrel flies past Randy Johnson, and Pence is retired.
All right, time now for our Firestone leaderboard. We take a look at the most Gold Gloves all time. Well, Greg Maddux on top of the pile with 18, and that's 2 more than Jim Cott, Brooks Robinson, and how about Ivan Rodriguez with 13 Gold Gloves? That ties him with Ozzie Smith, and that is acknowledgement for great hands. And someday this gentleman will join Ozzie Smith in the Hall of Fame.
Rodriguez chases the first pitch and rolls it foul. This is an aggressive bunch today. There's Dave Clark, the third base coach.
Well, I think a lot of these guys feel like they have to get after the Giants pitchers early because those are probably the best pitches you're going to see.
Skies it into left center field. It'll be Aaron Rowan, out number 2. Here's Jason Michaels.
One thing about Randy Johnson, I mean, he is going to throw strikes. I mentioned that he will give up some home runs. He always has. But, you know, just like Jim Catfish Hunter, who would also give up a lot of home runs, they were solo shots.
And like Catfish Hunter, a lot of those home runs on a slider. 0-1 to Jason Michaels. By the way, we have good karma today. Len Hertzstein is the ball dude down the left field line.
Len Hertzstein is. Always entertaining.
Nothing in 2. There's Leonard.
Got a helmet on. Had a babe, Len.
Voted to the National League Ball Dude team by the fans.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He have his wingtips on?
Yep. Spruce them up a little bit. Put some white shoe polish on the sides of them. Aaron Rowan is going to put it away, and that ends the inning. Travis Ishikawa will lead things off. That's right. There's 2 down. Miguel Tejada, a home run, 1-0 Astros as Ishikawa stands in. And the pitch, it's a strike. No balls in 1 strike. Ishikawa, a home run in the series. He's 3 for 9. And he pulls this one on the ground to Berkman. Sunday, July 12th, the 105 start. First 20,000 fans, they're going to get a Brian Wilson bobblehead, courtesy of Comcast Sportsnet. For tickets, visit sfgiants.com or call 877-4-SFG-TICKS. Really is a good-looking bobblehead.
He's got the faux hawk. He's got his tats. He's got the game face. There's Brian Wilson.
Here's Renteria. Renteria pulls it foul. Renteria hitting .269.
Lynn's got more logos than a NASCAR driver.
Out of play, it's 0-2. He's got a shoe contract. He's got a sock contract.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a glove contract.
Oh, yeah.
What Len needs to do is wear like 4 pairs of socks, though.
Yeah, he needs to pump up those calves a little bit.
One of the best.
The always entertaining Lynn, my foot still Herstein.
Oswalt gets his first strikeout as Renteria goes down, and here's Rich Aurelius.
The thing about Oswalt's fastball is it jumps at you. He's got really nice second stage movement that just sort of looks like it hops as it comes in. Really a drop and drive guy, and not a big guy. 6 feet tall, 185 pounds. Roy Oswalt with a 2-to-1 win over loss ratio, and that's remarkable. Got a quality arm since he first came into the league.
Aurelia takes a belt high fastball for a strike.
And Oswalt had to hear about all the criticism about his size, not being a big guy at 6 feet tall. Kind of paved the way for Tim Lincecum.
Aurelia bounces it right back to Oswalt, and it'll be a quick 1-2-3 inning. Third inning coming up. It's 1-0 Houston. Top of the third inning, 1-0 Houston, as Jeff Keppinger will stand in. It'll be Keppinger, Oswalt, and then Matsui. Only one hit in the game for both teams, and that was the home run by Tejada. Johnson comes into the strike zone, 1 ball and 1 strike. In tight, Johnson making his 17th start, as Mike mentioned, 4-1 lifetime against these Astros. He did play for Houston for 2 months. Not this year, but it was in the '98 season. And the 2-1 delivery is outside and low, 3-1.
Well, it was a pretty productive couple of months for Randy Johnson. He goes and basically became a player for rent because it was a trade deadline trade that
hit out to left field towards the line, and it's a fair ball. Randy Wynn will dig it out, and Keppinger has a leadoff double. All right, join us Tuesday night on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area as we'll head out of the booth and we'll head to the loft at McCovey Cove to call the Giants-Marlins game, which will start at 7. Before the game, Giants pregame live with Scott Reese and JT Snow will also take place at the loft. The loft at McCovey Cove is situated in the right field line wall at AT&T Park. It's a 40 to 60 seat luxury suite. To reserve it, call 415-972-2298. We're looking forward to it. Here's Oswalt. Oswalt will try to move Keppinger over to third. And that pitch is down low, 1 ball and no strikes.
I just want to finish that one point about when he became an Astro. That was back in 1998. He made 11 starts the last couple of months of the season for Houston, went 10-1, and had an ERA of 1.28 in 84 innings. He struck out 116 guys and walked 26. Remarkable numbers. And then, of course, he hit the free agent market and wound up in Arizona, where he won 4 consecutive Cy Young awards. But his time in Houston, well spent. And he talks fondly of it. He liked playing for the Astros. He liked the National League game. He'd always been an American leaguer, with the exception of just a few starts that he had made when he got called up in 1988 with the Montreal Expos.
1 ball and 1 strike to Oswalt. And the bunt. Molina is going to third. And not in time. Benji Molina took a risk, and it did not pay off. He sacrificed fielder's choice.
Tough play for third base, and Rich Aurilia has to come in. Then he has to get back and kind of backpedals it to the bag. And when the throw goes to the foul side of third base, Aurilia, who's not in a great balance position, could not go back and reach across his body, get it, and then come back and apply the tag. Just wasn't enough time.
A perfect throw. Maybe it gets him.
Really did a nice job of making that play at all.
He did. Here's Matsui with Astros runners now at first and third. And a slider for a strike. Three for 11. He does have a home run against Randy Johnson. He bounced out to short. Johnson now steps off, but quickly right back on the slab. It's 0-1 to Matsui. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Strikeout situation. And you'd have to say that Randy Johnson pretty familiar with that. He has struck out 4,868 hitters in his Hall of Fame career. He was talking about the other day on the plane. He goes, yeah, that'd be pretty neat to get 5,000, wouldn't it? And I don't know if he could do that this year. More than likely, he'd have to play another year to get the 5,000.
1-2.
But he's snapping off the best sliders that he possibly can snap off right now, trying to get Matsui.
Fouls it out of play. This time he throws him a fastball. Well, I think, Mike, it's safe to say that he's having fun this year. New environment for him here in San Francisco.
Well, he is totally into what is happening amongst the starting rotation. Specifically Kane and Linscomb, two young right-handers feeding off each other. Well, he's kind of got pulled into it.
Nate Scherholz is coming in. He's got a good arm. He will make the catch. Nobody moving. One out. As good as a strikeout.
Now, Keppinger has pretty good speed, but they're not going to challenge in a no-out situation. Now, if it's one out, he goes. But as Kipe said, the best arm in the outfield is this gentleman right here, Nate Scherholz, who has a very strong arm and a very accurate arm on top of this, of his ability to throw it hard.
Here's Tejada, who hit the home run in the first. This was the home run.
Just a flat out mistake to location. Bell high, elevate on contact. See ya.
Strikeout, double play ball. That's what Johnson is looking for. And the first pitch misses, 1-0. We mentioned Tejada, now 17 for 43 lifetime against Randy Johnson. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That home run that he hit off Randy Johnson, the 408th home run that he has given up. I would love to know how many of those home runs are solo shots.
Well, we can get our staff to figure that out. Popped him up. Tejada very disgusted at home plate. Ishikawa puts it away. Not out of the woods yet, as here's Lance Berkman.
Well, Berkman's 3 for 14 lifetime against Randy Johnson. But he's been swinging the bat extremely well. He's been the real hot hand in this Astros lineup. And this is an opportunity with an open base at second. I mean, he doesn't have to really go in there and challenge him, so he can pitch around him.
Keppinger at third. Oswald at first. And a strike right down the pipe. No balls and 1 strike. Carlos Lee watching from the on-deck circle. Low and away to even the count. Keppinger led off the inning with a double. Put this half inning in a stress mode immediately. Swing. 1-2.
Challenged a 1-1 fastball. And he threw it right past Berkman. When you heat up and you throw a fastball right past a hot bat, it gives you a little confidence. Now he's got an option to elevate, try and go above the hand, same side of the plate with a fastball, or he can go and drop that slider at him and aim it at his back foot. Definitely a strikeout situation here.
And he fouls it straight back.
Ooh. Do not want to make mistakes out over the plate at the belt of this guy. Berkman just misses this one. They tried to set up inside, and there's the mistake out over the plate. And that is his happy zone. Good high ball hitter, good mistake hitter from both sides of the plate. And he knows that he had one to hit.
He threw him the slider, and Randy Johnson gets out of this mess. It's 1-0.
League's final player, and that could be Pablo Sandoval. He's one of 5 nominees for the one final roster spot. Now, you can elect him. You go to sfgiants.com and cast your vote for Pablo as many times as you can. So let's send a Panda to All-Star Game in St. Louis. Voting ends at 1 p.m. this Thursday, July 9th. So vote now, vote often. He is running against Shane Victorino of the Phillies, Mark Reynolds of the Arizona Diamondbacks, Matt Kemp of the Dodgers, and Christian Guzman of the Washington Nationals. So Pablo Sandoval needs your help to get him to St. Louis.
Here's Juan Uribe. You know what, Giants fans, they don't ever disappoint.
No.
This can be done.
They will take a challenge.
Uribe 1 for 4 lifetime against Oswalt. And the same spot, 2 balls and no strikes.
Yep, they are definitely feeling it. On the 4th of July weekend, wearing their red, white, and blue. Major League Baseball players have been wearing the red hats all across baseball throughout this whole Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4th of July weekend. Baseball's way of saying happy birthday, America.
Skied to right field. Hunter Pence out in Triple's alley is going to make the catch. Here's what Matt Cain said earlier about voting in Pablo Sandoval.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I know we did it last year. I know we did it with Rowan last year. We were just sitting there. Everybody was like mandatory text on the bus. So everybody will probably be in between at bats. We'll probably be texting, if we can vote for him that way or, whatever. However we got to get, Pablo in this, we're going to definitely try to.
Here's Randy Johnson, who takes a strike. How about those 2 kids? Pretty exciting.
Pretty exciting indeed. Second trip to the All-Star game for Tim Lincecum. Matt Cain's first.
A quick 0-2 to Randy Johnson.
It's one of the accomplishments that really humbles an athlete, being named to that team.
Johnson hurt his shoulder on that swing, and that is not good. So immediate concern, I'm quite sure.
Kind of reaching out and extends.
That is not good, folks.
Could be just a sting or 2.
Here's Aaron Rowan. Rowan hit a fly ball to right field in the first inning. Here he takes a belt-high fastball at 95 for a strike.
He's going back to his chair. If he started walking down the stairs, I'd be concerned.
And a quick 0-2.
Such a good curveball from Oswalt. Now Dave Gresham, the Giants head trainer, sitting next to Randy Johnson to find out what the problem is. If it's a stinger, you just have to let it regroup.
Down the right field line, and this is going to slice foul. More work for Hunter Pence.
Hunter Pence is playing way off the line. The very first night that he was here, the Giants hit a bunch of balls into Triple's alley. He had played straight up in right field where he normally would play. In this ballpark, however, where a normal right field is here, guys are playing over here, and now he's really cheating off the gap and giving up the line. So the right field line has been exposed yesterday and again today.
And Rowan swings and misses to end the inning. So we'll check on Randy Johnson when we come back. It's 1-0 Astros. Well, fans, July 9th, it's the Giants and Padres. It's Crazy Crab Feed Night. It's a $24 special event ticket, and it's going to get you a ticket to the game, a pregame party, as Johnson throws to Lee, and that's popped up into shallow center field. Uribe is going to make the catch. You get the complimentary crab sandwich or a beverage of your choice, and you get it the very famous limited edition Crazy Crab collector's t-shirt. 415-972-2298 or visit sfgiants.com/special events. Something going on in this yard all the time.
That is a cool shirt. I love the crab.
Here's Hunter Pence. And a strike. So far, Randy Johnson not showing any signs that he was affected by, as Mike likes to call it, a stinger. Hammered to left and gone to left, and it's 2-0. Astros. Pence with his 11th of the year.
Well, Hunter Pence earlier today was notified that he had made the National League All-Star team, and this is how he celebrates. I'll tell you what, that was loud contact, partner. Little fastball is sort of cuts middle in at the thigh. And Hunter Pence, for the 11th time this year, leaves Earth. That was loud.
Here's Ivan Rodriguez, who takes a strike. Rodriguez hit a fly ball to center field in the second. Line fouled into the seats. First base side, 0-2.
There's a little unit. That's a great t-shirt.
No balls and 2 strikes. Foul down the right field line again.
I told you those guys where I take my cleaning in, they're from Afghanistan, and they're here in the United States learning about baseball, and went there one day to pick up my cleaning. The guy says, "Hey, we have a new nickname for Tim Lincecum." I said, "What is it?" He says, "How about the little unit?" I said, "I like that. The big unit and the little unit."
The 0-2 pitch to Rodriguez is top to short. Charging is Renteria. Renteria got him.
All right, time now for our athletic trivia question. The question today: which Hall of Famer managed both the Giants and the Astros?
Here's Jason Michaels. Michaels hit a fly ball to Aaron Rowan. 2-0 Houston, as Michaels takes a breaking ball down low. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Michaels in center field today. No Michael Bourne. Bourne, center fielder in the first 2 games in this series. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
I think he was looking slider on that thing. That's 2 times he swung through that slider down below the zone. He drops another one down. I think he could tell him it's coming and get him.
Hit to left. Randy Wynn back again, and this one's going to go, and it's 3-0.
Well, they went with a 1-2 fastball, and that's one I think will upset Randy Johnson.
For Michaels, his first in a Astros uniform this year.
They set up on the inside corner. Benji wanted it in. It goes out across the plate at the belt, and in a 1-2 count, Jason Michaels just took advantage of the gift.
Here's Keppinger, who doubled in the third inning. Shoots this one foul down the right field line. Well, the Giants haven't done anything offensively against Oswalt. They're going to have to do something now. 3-0. Out of play, 1-2. Oswalt is not allowed a hit through the first 3 innings. The 1-2 pitch is poked foul down the right field line. Dr. Richard Cohen is our first baseball dude. Leonard's depressed.
Yeah, he wears his emotions on his sleeve.
The 1-2 pitch on the ground and into the hole, a base hit. So Keppinger digs it out. And here's Oswalt. 3 hits in the inning now off of Randy Johnson. Oswalt, a sacrifice bunt in the third inning. Oswalt 5 for 30 on the season.
He's a pretty good hitter, though. He's like one of those pitchers that usually puts the ball in play. Oswalt, a good athlete.
Nothing in 2.
Except on that swing.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Yeah, we'll throw that one out.
Setting him up.
Yeah, swings like that will definitely make you take a walk out of that batter's box. You'll have a harsh word with yourself.
Slowly hit. Johnson will barehand it, and he throws it wild. Sherrills is going to have to play the carom. He's got it. Here comes Keppinger, and Keppinger is going to score. So Johnson with the error. And now it becomes a 3-run inning.
See, the throw from Johnson goes wide of Ishikawa, and after he throws it, watch the reaction that Randy Johnson has. Grabs at his shoulder again. I mean, he's not feeling right.
Well, if we are reading his body language correctly, that would be true.
Here's Bochy very concerned. Hands at his hips. On the second step. Reaches down.
And now here comes Dave Greshner.
I would be surprised if he stays in the game.
So Justin Miller will get as many pitches as he needs to get loose. It's a 4-0 lead as Johnson walks off the mound. And we'll get a report. Hopefully everything will be okay. Here it's 4-0. We'll be back. So Justin Miller will take over for Randy Johnson. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Well, indeed, a rested bullpen. And it'll be a bullpen game the rest of the way. Those are the numbers for Justin Miller.
27th game he's been in for Bruce Bochy. A real good, solid first half, 2.16 ERA. He tells you all you need to know. Just 25 hits allowed, 33 in the third. And just has been a strike thrower with all of the pitches that he has. And he can give you a couple of different looks with the fastball, change-up, curveball, slider. Curveball's been a real go-to pitch for him, very consistent. And when they have a long pitching change, when an injury occurs to a pitcher and a relief pitcher has as many pitches as he needs, that will bring the outfield together.
This is how the tweaking of the shoulder on the swing. Anyway, you don't know what causes it. All you know is that Johnson clearly in some pain as he felt it there again.
Well, as much as he has meant to this staff, that is one guy you do not want to see go down to an injury. And let's just hope that it is a little nerve tweak there that will feel a lot better as he rests it.
So here's Miller facing Kaz Matsui with Oswalt at first. And on the first pitch, it's popped to left. Randy Wynn a long run. Now he's going to get there. And on one pitch, Miller retires Matsui. 4-0 Houston.
Our survey said, well, Leo DeRocher did it. Giants manager 1948 through 55, and he was at the helm of the Astros in 1973.
Well, the best thing about Leo DeRocher is he left the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And in those days, go from the Brooklyn Dodgers to the New York Giants. There wasn't a whole lot of mileage in between that move.
No, you didn't have to move.
Probably kept his same apartment. Work to do for the Giants. Here's Randy Wynn. Randy Wynn bounced out in the first inning. Nate Scherholtz and then Benji Molina.
First pitch changeup from Oswalt, and a good one. He's in a good rhythm. They need to get him in that stretch.
He's been in the stretch for one pitch, and that was to Benji Molina after Scherholtz had drawn a walk. Fastball is high. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, that 93 had to look like about 98 in the eye of Randy Wynn. Saw a changeup first pitch and a big curveball second pitch, and here comes the fastball after a couple off-speed pitches, and that'll definitely pick up the speed, at least in the eye of the hitter.
Out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hey, Romo's here. That could be the old man.
It is the old man. Sergio Romo's pop.
2-2 to Randy Wynn. And that breaking ball is in the dirt.
That ball right into the family section.
There's Dwight Wynn and Beverly Wynn, Randy's parents, sitting in front of Mr. Romo. Dwight and Beverly. Beverly loves it when we put her on TV. Randy Wynn fouls it out of play. He said, you know what, your kid hit it, you should have the ball.
I think that's exactly what he said.
The payoff to Randy Wynn, and he bounces it up the middle, and Tejada plays it off his chest, and Randy Wynn is aboard.
Giants looking for base runners. They'll take them anywhere they can get them. For Tejada, that is his 10th error of the year. Ball just comes up and hits him in the heel of the glove. He wears it off the chest.
It came up at the last second. Nate Churls drew a walk in the first. So the Giants have a base runner with nobody out here in the 4th inning. Sherholtz, potential double play ball. And it is a double play ball. It goes 4-6-3.
Well, it's nice pitching there from Oswalt to be able to induce the ground ball. The guy's pitched and has done well as long as he has done in his career. You learn how to pitch the situation, and he certainly is one of the better pitchers in the league at doing just that, trying to get the ground ball, and indeed got it.
Benji Molina 0 for 1, takes a strike. Nate Sherholtz with the double play ball, and Molina now swings and misses, 0-2 with Ishikawa to follow. Look out, 1-2. Benji's younger brother, Yadier Molina, is going to start behind the dish for the National League All-Star team. Breaking ball hit foul down the right field line and out of play. I mean, you can make a case that Molina, if you compare him to all the other catchers in the National League, has the best numbers.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir.
Up the middle, Tejada throws onto first, and that ends the inning. Giants still no hits. We will head to the 5th.
4-0 Houston. We're at the top of the 5th inning, and you see Sergio Romo's father. And this is not the first time we've seen him. Remember last year when Sergio Romo made his debut in Cleveland? Well, his pops came all the way from California. Had to make 11 connections to get to Cleveland or something like that, just to watch his kid deal. And there's the old man. Quite a night for the Romo family.
It was well worth the trip, and now we see him all the time.
That's right. Now he's got his own unit.
Here's Tejada. Tejada facing Justin Miller. First pitch outside, 1 ball and no strikes. 4-0 Houston. Randy Johnson departed the game. And there's a line drive into right center field, a base hit.
Giants Baseball is brought to you by Big O Tires. You can post your comments about the San Francisco Giants on the Big O Tires sports blog at csnbayarea.com. Big O Tires.
Big old bridge.
There's a big old bridge.
Here's Berkman against Johnson. He was 0 for 2. Berkman looks at a strike.
Boy, that had big movement. It looked like it was either a two-seam fastball or a changeup. That had big movement working itself away from Berkman. Kind of frozen. That sets up hard stuff in.
And a bullet to right field. Stopping at second will be Tejada. So Miller now in a little bit of trouble here in the 5th inning, because Carlos Lee is coming up. Oh for 2 against Randy Johnson. Another fine season for Carlos Lee. Down low, 1 ball and no strikes. Seven hits now for Houston. Just inside, 2 balls and no strikes. 7 hits for Houston, no hits for the Giants. And a bouncing ball. Aurelia has it to Uribe, to Ishikawa. Got him. Nice turn.
Boy, I'll say, everybody involved. Rich Aurelia getting the ball and then very quickly getting it to Juan Uribe, but the play was made at the pivot. And Juan Uribe getting that pivot, getting that nice feed throw above the belt. Gives an idea just how strong Uribe's arm is. He didn't get any step into that throw. It was a flat-footed throw.
Now you always have to be careful when there's guys on first and second. That runner is always going to have a good jump because nobody's holding him on. Pence takes a pitch inside. So you're going to have to be a little creative at second, and Uribe was.
Now he's got a cannon, a real strong arm. He used every bit of that arm that he has to complete that play. He had to.
Pence drives it to right. Sherholtz is going to put it away to end the inning. 4-0 Astros.
prospect Madison Bumgarner is off the trade talks table. Here are a few reasons why. Not only was he the minor league pitcher of the year last season, this season after being promoted to Double-A, he's gone 6-1 after 8 starts with a 1.7 ERA. Nice hit there by Travis Ishikawa. So you can understand why they don't want to let him go. And he also on July 2nd threw a complete game shutout. So a very nice pitching prospect in the Giants organization, guys.
All right, thanks, Amy. Yeah, Madison Bumgarner. He'll be a Giant. Let's put it that way.
And you can't have him. For all you general managers out there.
Ishikawa with the first base hit for the Giants. It comes leading off the 5th. Here's Edgar Renteria. He bunts it. Rodriguez goes way out and makes the play. And that's why he's a Gold Glover for many, many seasons.
I cannot believe he made that play. That I thought was a perfect bunt, and I think Renteria's thinking the same thing. 13 Gold Gloves, and what better example to illustrate the brilliance that this guy has had with the glove throughout his Hall of Fame career. Amazing play. That is just amazing play. First of all, to get to it, and then to have the ability to 360 and get enough throw on it to get the out. That's a big league play.
Here's Rich Aurelia. Aurelia breaks his bat and bounces this one to third as Keppinger will make the play. 2 outs. Juan Uribe.
All right, we're going to make that swing of the bat from Travis Ishikawa, our Ford quality drive of the game. Why? Well, because it was the first hit the Giants have been able to get off Roy Oswalt, and it took them till the 5th inning to get this swing of the bat. So let's make it our Ford quality drive of the game.
All right, let's do that. Here's Uribe, hit a fly ball to fairly deep right field in the 3rd inning. And he shoots it out of play.
Guy with a glove in the club level making a nice play. We say it all the time. Giants fans lead the major leagues in bringing their gloves to the yard, and they use them. A perfect example of it there with that gentleman's catch.
Oh, and 2.
Explosive movement going right up towards the hands of the right-handed hitting Uribe. That's the movement that Oswalt has that's so difficult to square up if you're a right-handed hitter, because it just bores in on you.
Leaves that breaking ball up high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 to Uribe. Foul back. Get a good rip. Giants fans do a lot of things well. Voting is one of them. So Pablo Sandoval needs your vote. One of 5 nominees.
Yeah, we heard there used to be a 25 vote limit per day. Not so.
No.
As many times you want.
Breaking ball is high. 2 and 2. There's a Sandoval fan. He'll vote. 2 and 2 to Uribe. Chopped to Tejada. And Tejada will make the play to end the inning. Giants get a hit. They lead 1 through 5. 4-0 Astros.
inning, 1-0, a first and third one-out situation. Randy Wynn at third base, and a pass ball, and a collision between Russ Ortiz and Randy Wynn. Was he safe? Was he out? Well, he was ruled safe. And that's our Coors Light Freeze Can. Brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Here's Miller to Ivan Rodriguez. 4-0 Astros, 6th inning. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. 244 average coming into the game for Ivan Rodriguez. Skies this one into center field. Aaron Rowan now into left center will make the catch. 1 out. That's what you can do in this ballpark. If you can pitch to the alleys, then you're going to get a lot of outs.
Now batting center fielder, number 4, Jason Michaels.
However, if they hit it on the line, there's some extra base hits out there as well.
Yes, there are.
Here's Michaels, who homered in the 4th inning. Aurelia's got it. Up quickly. Got him.
Oh, yeah. The old shortstop playing at third base. Still got a little spring in the old legs. Down to his belly. Very quickly up. And to a position of balance. He squares to his target and shoots down Jason Michaels. Rich Aurelia looking very spry and agile.
Keppinger is 2 for 2, a double and a single. And he takes a breaking ball for a strike. And a fastball for a strike.
Nice little backdoor action. Just sort of lowered his arm angle a little bit, accentuated the two-seam movement, and stole that strike in the outside corner. He'd go right back out there again. Going in.
1-2. Good pitch. Made you think. Two balls, 2 strikes. We had a visitor today. Kelly Greenwald showed up.
Daughter of our former partner, Hank Greenwald. There's the SS. Waving the Giants banner.
2-2 offering. Keppinger, it's this one back to Miller. Side retired. Anyway, it's nice to see Kelly. She's always welcome. 4-0 Astros.
The Giants was very productive. It all happened to 2 outs. Aaron Rowan, Randy Wynn, followed by Benji Molina. Yep. And Nate Sherholtz followed up, and the Giants were going to score 6 runs in a 6th inning that blew the game wide open. And that's our AT&T Rapid Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered.
4-0. Here's Fred Lewis pinch hitting. And Lewis takes a pitch low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Fred Lewis has good numbers against Oswalt. He's 8 for 14 as he drives this one to left. Lee is going to run it down. He got a good jump. 1 out. Time now for Subway Eat Fresh. Ask Krugenkite. Visit csnbayarea.com. Herbert from Martinez, who decides when to review a questionable home run.
That's all up to the crew chief of the umpiring crew. As a manager, you can go out there and ask them to review. They can or they cannot, depending on their discretion.
Rowan is 0 for 2. I mean, if a umpire is absolutely sure, he may choose not to have it looked at. But the bottom line is they want to get the call right as well.
And this was a ball hit off the bat of Travis Ishikawa that hit the railing above the wall in right field. And it hit, and once it hits that railing, it's a home run. They went in and reviewed it. Randy Marsh, the crew chief, said 4-bagger.
There's a breaking ball that spins away from Rowan. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
But you're right. I mean, that's all an umpiring crew wants to do. They just want to get it right. They don't want to make a point. Ego's not involved. Just get the play right. That was a clear case of 4 guys doing that very thing.
1 and 2 to Rowan.
And that's happened about a half a dozen times around baseball this year, where they have overturned a home run or given a home run.
Get it right, that's all. Rowan in a battle with Oswalt, who's only allowed 1 hit. And the 1-2 to Rowan. And Rowan hits it on the ground to third for Keppinger.
Well, yesterday, Tim Lincecum and your San Francisco Giants struck out 9 batters versus the Houston Astros, earning fans $9 off tickets. I have to correct myself. There were 10 strikeouts yesterday, and there will be $10 off tickets to Thursday's July 9th game, and the Giants are taking on the San Diego Padres. That's Lincecum's next projected start, so that means it's going to be $14 for view reserved seats. You can go to sfgiants.com right now and enter the discount code GIANTSK and take advantage of the offer.
Randy Wynn, 1 ball and no strikes. Here's a count. 10 strikeouts.
Giants have been really aggressive against Oswalt. This next pitch for Oswalt, as we're in the 6th inning, this is his 59th pitch of the day. Oswalt, a guy that you know is going to be around the strike zone, and I think the guys, they want to be aggressive. They do not want to be in a 2-strike situation against him.
A 1 and 2. That's a nasty pitch.
That is the signature fastball. We talk about that movement that explodes away from a lefty into a righty, and that was a great look at it. He's got great stuff, and he knows how to use it. I think that's the other thing about Oswalt. He understands his movement.
Randy Wynn fouls this one down the left field line as Oswalt comes into this at bat with 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. Topped. Oswalt gets off the mound quickly And that will end the inning. We will head to the 7th.
Nine All-Star team. 32 players were named to the National League All-Star team. There's room for one more, and he's trying to hide out from me right here. That's right. Pablo Sandoval has been named as one of 5 possible candidates to fill that 33rd roster spot for the 2009 All-Star team, but it's all up to you, the fans. You have to vote. Go to sfgiants.com. You cannot vote too many times. The last time, Dwayne and Mike, that the Giants had 3 All-Stars in an All-Star game, 2002. Barry Bonds, Benito Santiago, and Rob Nett. Guys?
Thanks, Amy. There's a strike to Roy Oswalt from Bobby Howry. Howry, the new pitcher.
Wasn't that the year that Benito Santiago got voted in? In similar fashion?
I think so. No balls and 1 strike to Oswalt. Topper to Renteria. 1 out. Also remember that year, as Fred Lewis is now in left field. And Randy Wynn moves from left to center. That Rob Nen was, I think, added late. And it was right around that time where he started to complain just a little bit about his shoulder. Of course, you remember what happened in postseason where he literally pitched and gave up his career.
That was it.
One and 0 to Matsui.
I miss that guy.
I do. He was one of my all-time favorites. Howry's numbers this year.
31 games now that he's come into this first half. 3.86 ERA.
Swing and a foul into the glove of Ben Gimelina. 1 and 2. Rob Nen. Which he really has turned out to be not a truthful person. He said he'd be up here all the time to see us.
Yeah.
Not true.
No. A little disappointed about that. Woody makes more appearances from Illinois than he does.
He does.
And he lives in California.
Now that you mention it, a bigger fan of Woody.
That's right. We like Woody better. The heck with Rob Nen. He blows us off.
One and 2 to Kaz Matsui. Matsui had a check swing. Almost looked like he hit that out of Benji Molina's catcher's mitt. More baseball tomorrow night. It'll be the Florida Marlins coming into town. The Marlins shut out the Pirates today, 5-0. Out of play.
Marlins are playing good ball.
Remember that big kid that faced the Giants, that Sean West in Florida? He's going to pitch tomorrow night. And Matt Cain will be on the hill. Right now it's 1-2 to Matsui.
Good changeup. Changeup, exactly what it's designed to do. It froze Matsui. He couldn't get a swing off. 2-strike situation. You've got to protect that pitch unless you lock up, and he did.
Now it's 3-2.
Howard uses the split finger fastball for his changeup. Well, you can visit csnbayarea.com and vote for the All-Star Teacher. You can check out finalists' bios and video features. The winning teacher will receive $10,000 for his or her school. The csnbayarea.com All-Star Teacher Award is sponsored by Comcast, KNBR, and the San Francisco Giants Chronicle, or the San Francisco Chronicle. I didn't know there was a San Francisco Giant Chronicle.
Only when they win, baby. Here's Tejada. Tejada has to jump back from a fastball. Josh Johnson named to the All-Star team. A fine starter for the Marlins. He will face Barry Zito on Tuesday. Here's a ball and no strikes to Miguel Tejada. And the runner goes, and it's inside, and Molina's throw is late. As Matsui steals it, his 7th of the season.
That was a huge jump. So many times that base is stolen off the pitcher. But I'll say this about Matsui. He is quick to get started. Doesn't take him long to get to full speed.
Does not. So now Tejada has a runner in scoring position. He's got 43 RBIs this year, and he chases a high fastball, 2 balls and 1 strike. Giants have not been able to get this crowd into the game. In tight.
Well, Roy Oswald has really not allowed the Giants fans to get into it.
Three and 1 to Tejada. Tejada drives it foul. A left shoulder problem for Randy Johnson. Three balls and 2 strikes. And another foul ball out of play.
Good fastballs by Howery in this 3-2 challenge. Both times Tejada has been late. Miguel Tejada, a National League All-Star this year. He, along with Hunter Pence, 2 representatives for Houston, going to St. Louis. In all, 33 players from each league will step on the base paths, on the foul lines on Tuesday, a week from Tuesday.
All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
Well, guys, have been working on getting an update for fans and for you guys about Randy Johnson. After he came out in the third, he was immediately escorted up the stairs into the trainer's room with head trainer Dave Freshner. He has now been diagnosed with a left shoulder strain. We're not sure about the severity, but if I hear anything, I will get it to you ASAP, guys.
Thanks, Amy. Here's Lance Berkman. Quite sure that there will be further testing on Randy Johnson to give the Giants a better idea is where they stand with the big unit.
Well, if you have a shoulder strain now, this is an opportunity for them to really shut him down here for a couple days. As valuable as Randy Johnson has been to this club, you have a chance to get into the All-Star break, maybe miss him a start, then you get 3 more days or 4 more days with the All-Star break. And it'd be a perfect time to rest him, because they are definitely going to need a healthy big unit for the second half of the season.
Berkman on the ground to second. Uribe has it from the outfield grass, and that'll end the inning. Giants still have lots of work to do. It's 4-0 Houston. Roy Oswalt, 4-0 Houston. 6 innings, a walk, 3 strikeouts. He's only allowed 1 hit. Astros have hit 3 solo home runs, all off of Randy Johnson. As Johnson left with a left shoulder strain, Ishikawa has the only Giants hit. That's our McDonald's game summary. Not much going on for the Giants offensively here this afternoon.
Well, you mentioned the Giants have not been able to get their fans in the game, and I mean, Roy Oswalt is the guy responsible for that. Just 1 base hit, an opposite field single off the bat of Travis Ishikawa in the 5th inning. And he has been masterful, and he hasn't used a whole lot of pitches to get through 6 innings. He's averaging about 10 an inning. That is outstanding.
Well, the next 3 games that you're going to see here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area will be tomorrow Matt Cain, Tuesday Barry Zito, Wednesday Ryan Sadowski. The big Sadowski will be on the hill, so check us out. Tuesday we'll be in the loft at McCovey Cove down the right field line. That's going to be fun. We get to do the game and drink. No, that's not true.
We're just kidding.
That is not true. As Sherholtz takes a pitch outside, 1 ball and no strikes. A fun time always at the ballpark. Tuesday will be different for us.
I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. Trying to think of all the different locations we've done games from, and that'll be a new one. The 1-1 to Sherholtz is inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. We did the basket down the left field line.
That was one show.
Remember that show as JT Snow threw us a ball that time. We did one from the other side in the basket.
Yep. Up here. We had no idea there was so much wind. There was a platform that was built here after the All-Star game. We got on top of the platform and did one there.
Sherholtz out swinging. We did a game against the Diamondbacks. I remember Kurt Schilling started the game for Arizona. We did one from out in the arcade. We have not done one from one of the Quackers.
That's the Peking duck. Great name for a Quackers boat. And there's the Ruby. Giants fans.
Here's Benji Molina. High fastball, no balls and 1 strike. We did one from right below our booth.
That's right, we did one at the club level.
Out of play, it's 0-2. One day we're going to do one. You're going to be in Leonard's seat down the left field line. I'll be the ball dude down the right field line.
We'll be ball dudes during the game. Nobody beats this guy. Leonard Herstein.
0-2 pitch to Molina. Molina skies it into center field. Michaels. Now comes in, 2 outs. And here's Travis Ishikawa.
Ishikawa has been the offense. Guys have had 3 base runners. Just 1 has gotten to second base. A walk in the first to Sherholtz, an error off the bat of Randy Wynn. That led things off for the Giants in the 4th, and then the leadoff single for Ishikawa in the 5th, and he got to second base, and that's been it. When a guy gets locked in like Oswald is right now, the conversations on the bench become singular. Talking about one thing: how to get an edge on that guy, how to break up his rhythm, how to get him in his stretch.
Talk about it, see if you can make it work. In the 0-2 to Ishikawa, and that's top to the second baseman Matsui. And Oswalt with a 1-2-3, 7th inning. Now we will move to the 8th, 4-0 Astros. Tonight at 6 o'clock, Sportsnet Central, hosted by Damon Andrews and Mindy Bach. You'll have the highlights of this game, the highlights of the A's win in Cleveland, and full Wimbledon coverage. Tonight at 6, Sportsnet Central. Marquin Valdez is the new pitcher. He'll be facing Carlos Lee. 4-0 Houston. And a base hit on a first pitch fastball for Carlos Lee. About 5 years ago, I talked about that. We were sitting in the high third basket, and JT Snow flipped us a ball as he was walking off the field. And here it comes. Yeah. Pretty accurate, that young man.
Had a great arm. Still does have a good arm. Although he's throwing batting practice to little leaguers now. His son Shane, a youth baseball player.
Hunter Pence homered in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 3. So Valdez comes in, offers one pitch, 96-mile-an-hour fastball into the stretch.
Hey, if they couldn't hit fastballs, they wouldn't be in the big leagues. The old saying.
Pence skies this one down the right field line. Here's the numbers for Valdez.
25th time he's been in a game. I mean, he's been looking for work. Innings have been hard to find for the Giants bullpen. Valdez 2-0 in the year, a 3.25 ERA, 18 strikeouts in 25 innings. Real good fastball, mid to high 90s.
Runner goes, swing and a miss. Molina's throw is high, and sliding nearly past the bag was Carlos Lee. Kicked that Michael Bourne. I didn't think Lee was quite that fast.
No, he's not this fast. Michael Bourne, one of the fastest guys in the league, and the throw was high, and that's what enabled Bourne to get in. Had the throw been on target, they would have gotten Michael Bourne, and he almost overslid the bag.
Oh, 2 to Pence. 0-3 to Pence.
Good hard slider from Valdez, and that buckled Pence. Oh, 2 and watch. The left hip leaves, and it's all over.
Here's Ivan Rodriguez. A couple of fly balls and a ground ball to short. Bourne at second base with 1 out. Swinging a foul back. Gets no balls and 1 strike. Staying right around 96, Marquin Valdez. Talked about the Giants hosting the Marlins tomorrow. The Astros will go home and take on the Pirates in a 3-game series. Valdez now ready. Slowly hit. Valdez throws on to first to get Rodriguez. Moving to third is Bourne. And here's Jason Michaels.
Well, there was a time in Ivan Rodriguez's career that was a base hit.
Yeah, he could get down the line a little bit.
But That's what years of the squat will do to a guy's leg. It's going to take that speed away. Still runs better than average for a catcher, though.
Pitch gets away from Benji Molina. 1 ball and no strikes. Nothing Astros. A 3-run 4th inning is the one that hurt. It's also the inning where Randy Johnson probably pitched that inning a little banged up. Two balls and no strikes. 3-0.
Jeff Keppinger on deck. He's had a 2-hit day. This has been one of those rare games where the Giants starter has been out of the game before the 5th inning. Randy Johnson having to leave the game because of an injury to his shoulder, a strain in his throwing shoulder. And it basically has become an early bullpen game. And for the Giants bullpen, they need some innings. Giants with a 13-man staff. Only 4 extra men on the bench. When you have that many arms, and when your pitchers, your starting pitchers, are going consistently deep into a ball game, there's going to be a need for work.
Here's Keppinger. As Mike said, a couple of hits for Keppinger. Not sure where that pitch was. 1 ball and no strikes. Good speed at third with Michael Bourne. This is the top of the 8th inning. Right there to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Dodgers are beating the Padres 6-1. That game is in the 6th inning. Arizona slowed down Colorado yesterday and beat them again today, 4-3. Here's the 1-1. Down the right field line, big time trouble. Yes, it's a fair ball, and it bounces into the seats for a ground rule double. That's the 3rd hit for Keppinger. And it makes it a 5-0 ball game.
This is an impressive at bat right here. Just staying inside and going the opposite way. These are the at bats that when hitting coaches replay these, they save them. But when a guy's a little weird, a little screwed up in his swing, they'll go back and say, wait a second, let's go back to this game here. Watch your shoulder. Look what your hips are doing. Watch your stride of the ball. Look how much plate coverage you have. That last at bat, that last swing, perfect.
Oswalt takes outside, 1 ball and no strikes, a double and an RBI. And Keppinger now 3 for 4. So nice afternoon for Keppinger, who's starting for the first time in this series. Look out. That'll shake you up a little bit if you're Roy Oswalt. 2-0.
Well, that's going to bring out Dave Righetti. He's noticing that there's a little bit of a problem with the front shoulder. Marquín Valdez pulling out just a little bit, and when that happens, you drag your arm, and when you miss, as a right-handed pitcher, you miss up and into a right-handed hitter. So Righetti going to go out there and make a mechanical suggestion to Valdez, try and get him back in the strike zone. It's one of the problems about not being able to get a lot of work is that you get a little rusty. And it always shows up in the strike zone. Or out of the strike zone, I guess I should say.
Especially for a guy that throws as hard as Valdez.
Gotta believe Oswald's taking this pitch.
Just like that. 2 balls and 1 strike.
He's got a braver man than I am. After a guy just throws 96 up around my chin and it's a 2-0 count, I think I might take a pitch to see if he can get back into the strike zone. Not Oswald.
Look out.
That almost got the skipper.
Almost got Dave Benzer.
You can't hurt Dave Benzer.
That is an ugly finder, though.
There's Dave Benzer. Cameraman for Giants baseball for a long time. One of the best in the business.
This is from Dave Benzer's camera.
Look out, Benny. There was a time in his career he used to make that play.
Oh, he'd stick his hand out and go right in his hand.
Yeah. Big, soft hands, not anymore.
3-2. And a base hit into left field for Oswald. And 2 runs are going to score as Roy Oswald now is going to try to go to second. And he is out at second base on a hard slide. The Astros now lead 7-0. Some of what you've seen here at the ballpark today, it's a 7-0 lead for the Astros here in the bottom of the 8th. We do have a couple of changes for you. However, Oswald departing is not one of those changes. Edgar Renteria will lead things off here in the 8th. Yeah, I thought Oswald may have hurt himself on the slide. Really kind of slid too late, and that's how you break your ankle.
Looked like he had a little bit of a jam to his ankle, got up, kind of walked it off. Look how late the left foot goes into the bag. Ouch. That thing rolls over, it's broken.
Well, Randy Johnson hurt himself swinging the bat. Outside to Renteria. Michaels is now in left field, moving from center. And Michael Bourne stays in the game. On the ground to short. Tejada. As Berkman stays on the bag. And Renteria is retired. He's 0 for 2 in this game. And here's Rich Aurelia. A sterling performance by a visiting pitcher can really put this crowd into a funk.
Well, a guy goes 1 hit allowed through 7 1/3. That's sterling. His next pitch for Oswald is number 75.
1 ball and no strikes to Rich Aurelia. He's bounced out twice. Swinging a foul back to even the count. Juan Uribe is on deck. The only hit in the game for the Giants, Travis Ishikawa, an opposite field ground ball single in the 5th. Aurelia steps out, but now back in. The 1-1 pitch. Swinging a foul out of play on the right field line, 1-2. Oswald pitching like an all-star.
He really has looked good, and he's mixed his first pitch up so well. Utilized the changeup, the breaking ball, 2 types of fastball.
Aurelia hits one high. Hits it deep. Out of here. Giants are on the board. It's 7-1.
Aurelia measured down a breaking ball, had a little hang on it. Second home run of the year for Rich Aurelia. And the fans have been waiting a long time to make a little noise. And this is the swing of the bat that lets him do it. Hanger, banger. See you later.
Here's Uribe outside, 1-0. Uribe's flied out. He's bounced out. Breaking ball, and he just missed that one as he skies it foul down the left field line and into the seats.
Another look at Rich Aurelia going yard on the hanging breaking ball. And all of his home runs look the same. Roy Oswalt immediately looked at Ivan Rodriguez and said, "That's my bad."
1-2 on the fastball. Down the right field line, foul. Well, it ended up in good hands.
Yep, she waited a long time.
There's a shot into left field, a base hit. And Fred Lewis will bat for the second time in this game. Fred Lewis lined the ball to left field that was tracked down by Carlos Lee. Here he takes a little low, 1 ball and no strikes.
No movement in the bullpen for the Astros. You would think that Roy Oswalt would be tired after 84 pitches.
Outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Good changeup. He's really throwing some good changeups today.
Andres Torres is on deck. Outside, 2-1.
Just working that outer half of the plate to Lewis. Are you a bit surprised that they're holding Uribe out at first base with left-handed hitter up?
I guess I am, Mike. I hadn't noticed it, but you're right.
One good thing about a 6-run lead, you can relax your defense, but the Astros are not doing that.
Look out. Foul down the left field line.
Hey, you're supposed to find the cutest kid you can find, and he is not a qualifier.
No. Neither is that guy. They can keep passing it down for a while.
Yeah.
Two offering coming up to Lewis. And Lewis takes strike 3 call. Five strikeouts.
Just working the outer half of the plate. This sort of cuts back in. He gave up on it. Beautiful pitch. Stayed away the whole at bat and mixed all of his pitches on that side of the plate. And that payoff pitch was dirty.
Well, at least hand it.
There you
Here,
go.
now,
All right.
now we're talking.
You're off the hook, pal.
Torres fouls it back. Andres Torres hitting .271. With Uribe at first. And that changeup is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. The most pitches thrown in 1 inning this inning. There's Walt. He wants to do baseball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Just trying to get base runners. That's all you can do.
That's all you can do. Your goal is to get the closer up, Valverde, Jose Valverde, get him up. And then the next goal, get him in the game. And then the next goal, slap an L on him. Guys have work to do, and it all starts with getting base runners on.
2-2. Still a live fastball from Roy Oswalt. No swing on the appeal, so Oswalt and Torres both have gone the distance, and now Uribe will take off on the pitch. 7-1 Houston.
I think Torres, or I think Oswalt rather, thought that should have been called a strike.
A late call strike to end the inning. So that time Oswalt did get the call. Rich Aurilia gives the Giants a run in this game. It's bye-bye baby as we head to the ninth. Astros with a 7-1 lead here in the 9th inning as Brian Wilson is facing Kaz Matsui. And the first pitch is a strike. Matsui is 0 for 3. He walked in the 7th. The numbers for Wilson: 21 saves.
Good solid first half for Brian Wilson.
Pulls this one on the ground, foul. Eli Whiteside is now behind the dish. Tejada to follow, and then Berkman. Matsui gone.
That was nasty.
Swinging. Well, on Saturday, July 11th at 6:05, that's the start of the game. The first 7,500 kids 14 and under will receive a Dasani Kids batting practice jersey. For tickets, visit sfgiants.com or call 877-4-SFG-TICKS. They are good looking shirts. Remember, first 7,500 kids. Tejada fouls it out of play.
They really are a neat jersey. I guess one of the better giveaways they've ever had for kids. Yep. There's two that would enjoy the batting practice giveaway jersey.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's just a little bit outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Good pitch. One thing about an inning for a closer coming into a 7-1 ball game that your team is behind in is you can work on some things. And for Brian Wilson, who's been toying around with a 2-seam fastball, and it's become a pretty good pitch for him. An opportunity to throw some. There's LaTroy Hawkins. Looks like he's warming up to come into the 9th inning.
Tejada behind in the count, 1-2. Got him.
I don't think Tejada agreed with that one. Lance Barksdale, the umpire. Tejada thinking this a little bit low. Nice job there from Eli Whiteside to get that strike 3 for Brian Wilson.
I think you're right about Miguel Tejada.
He's not happy.
Here's Berkman. Lance Berkman, 1 for 4. Giants faced Berkman last year. He was the hottest guy on the planet.
On the planet.
And they could not avoid him. Outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Nice backdoor slider there to steal strike 1. Now the Giants saw Berkman and didn't think there was anybody in the world that was hotter than him. Then they saw Chase Utley. And he became the hottest man they'd ever seen before.
1-2.
But for Berkman this year, I mean, he really has struggled. It's just been the last week and a half, 2 weeks where he's found his stroke. And the average has started to climb back up to where he's accustomed to seeing it.
And the 1-2 pitch is strike 3 call, and Wilson strikes out the side. Bottom of the 9th coming up. Former Giant LaTroy Hawkins is on to close this out. Those are his numbers. They're good numbers.
He's done a good job. 37th time he's taken the ball. Really has been one of the mainstays of their bullpen. Hawkins, 36 years old, in his 13th year at the big league level. I talked about his career as a Giant was here in 2005. Hawkins with a good fastball still. Go 93 to 97 miles per hour. Most of the fastballs you're going to see are four-seam fastballs, and he'll throw a slider curve and a changeup combination. More changeups to lefties.
And Randy Wynn will lead things off. Wynn, Sherholtz, the first two hitters that Hawkins will face. So here's Hawkins to Randy Wynn. And a shot, and on one hop, Berkman picks it clean. Nice play, 1 out.
That was a nice play. Top spin, one hop seed. And nothing about this thing was easy. Sort of wrestled down, and then he realized that Hawkins was not coming over to first base. It was going to be a foot race between Berkman and Wynn. Nice play from the Astros first baseman.
Nate Sherholtz does not have a hit today. He's 0 for 2. Oswalt only allowed 3 hits in 8 innings. And a strike. Eli Whiteside is on deck. Oh and 1 to Sherholtz. Average now at .314. It's this one on the ground to Berkman. 2 outs. So 2 outs this inning, both 3 unassisted, and here's Whiteside. So Hawkins gets a couple of ground balls. Whiteside hitting .265 in limited play. And he takes a strike. He did start on Friday night and went 1 for 4. He caught the big Sadowski.
His last 2 starts have been shutouts. He's done a nice job behind the plate.
It's through the legs of Ivan Rodriguez. 1 ball and 1 strike.
The thing too about Whiteside, I mean, he can swing a little bit. He's got some pop. He's had some good at bats since he's come up. He's not look overmatched at all. He looks like he belongs here.
Bouncing ball to second. This should do it. Matsui has it. The throw to first is in time, and that's the ball game. So the final game in this 3-game series goes to the Astros. The Giants take 2 out of 3, and now they will welcome the Florida Marlins in town, as they will be in town tomorrow night. Roy Oswalt